Monday, everyone. Hopefully you guys are inspired. Hopefully you guys, I'm not talking to everyone, but I'm talking to the people that have a passion to give the world the most healed and greatest version of them. This message is just for you guys. People who have been through a spiritual awakening, or who are going into one, or who have an interest in learning what the heck a spiritual awakening is. What brought me into my spiritual awakening is I realized I knew about spirituality, but I didn't realize how real evil is until I had a relationship. And when you realize that the person that you were in a relationship with like when you see, listen, guys, evil is real. And without getting into the minutia, I realized how real evil is. Like you watch movies of people that, butcher people and kill people, and then you realize that those people walk amongst us. They're probably your friends. You're probably sleeping with them. And when I realized that, it was crazy because it was literally 3 days after breaking up. And each day, God, there was no way I could know certain things. There was literally no way that I could know certain things. Each day, God showed me more and more of what was happening. And it was just like, whoa. The level of evil and the manipulation, like people say, BPD, narcissism, it's spiritual. Listen, as you ascend and vibrate, your light will irritate people's demons. They won't even know why they hate you. It's because the demon in them, the lower vibration, and again, this message is not for everyone. This is just for the people who have been through a spiritual awakening, who are going through a spiritual awakening. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Evil is real. The spiritual world is more real than this 3D. This is created from inside. This is your thoughts created outward. I didn't fully realize it until I went through that experience, and I realized how real evil is, narcissism. And once you see it, and thankfully, I'm rooted in God and spirituality, and so I was able to sideswipe and elevate from it. But it was at the time so eye-opening. Then I realized that I had so many other people in my life that were the same way. Like I had so many people that weren't in my corner, that were in my corner. And so many times God can't bless you until you mow the lawn and you remove the people that mean you harm, or they're just connecting with you because they see a benefit from it. God, listen, there's certain blessings that will not come until you get rid of the people that shouldn't be in your corner. Until you mow the lawn, you get rid of the snakes, the tigers, bears. You get rid of the people that aren't meant to be connected with you. A lot of times we can't have we can't have who we are because of the people that we're connected with. Your tribe matters. And after that, literally a week later, I had an injury, back injury 6 months prior, but it just flared back up again. And literally for the last 2 years, I couldn't even walk, really. I was walking with a cane for 4.5 months of 2025. I was walking with a cane. It was so bad, I couldn't even go to the bathroom, but I kept showing up. I kept doing the podcast. I kept showing up for work, for my business. There's some times where I couldn't even teach. I had to, for 3.5 months, I couldn't even teach. And sometimes when I did teach, I would teach audio classes lying down. I had to lie down. Like I couldn't sometimes sit down for more than 10 minutes. Like it was bad, but I never said anything. I kept kept my mouth shut, put my head down, went to work, and I went through this isolation period. And again, I said there's so many people in my life that I realized weren't quality people. And it was so eye-opening. It was like when you go through your spiritual awakening, the betrayals are gonna be just like this. Boom, boom, boom. It's like, oh my goodness, betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. But it's not personal. Listen, it's the light in you. The light in you irritates people's demons, irritates people's darkness. It's not personal, it's spiritual. And so you start dating differently. Listen, when I date now, I'm trying to date on my same spiritual zip code. Like, for real, I'm like, I've met some amazing, some beautiful women, gorgeous. I'm like, wow, you're incredible. But spiritually, where are you? If you're not, if spirituality, if purpose isn't the most important thing to you, if you're not obsessed with giving the world the most healed and greatest version of you, we have nothing in common. We have nothing in common. So interesting. I met someone, first time in a long time, I met someone that, yeah, we had an amazing connection, but wasn't supposed to be, long term. But it was just an example of God saying, listen, man, like, when you see it, you'll know it. When you see it, you'll know it. And I'm just talking when it comes to relationships right now. And the best thing for anyone to do is to continue to work on yourself, to vibrate to a certain level, and you attract everything when you do that. That's the most important thing to do right now. Now, people are searching for relationships. Search for you. Search for you. Because I know the person out there for you, as you're searching for you and they're searching for themselves, it's only a matter of time before you guys find each other. Matter of fact, you already have each other. It just hasn't been manifested yet. And I said before, when you find a man and a woman that are obsessed about giving the world the most healed and greatest version of themselves, that's bringing heaven to earth. It's like Neo meeting Trinity. Wait for that. But in order to have the understanding to wait for it or to get that, you got to go through hell to get to heaven. Like, I thank God that I've had the relationships that I've had. I've had other relationships that were just awesome human beings, that incredible human beings that it just wasn't meant to be, but amazing human beings that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that we've connected. Even the karmic relationship that I recently had, I'm grateful that we connected. It was a blessing. I wouldn't have the level of understanding and knowledge that I have now if I didn't experience that. I wouldn't be dating the way I am now if I didn't experience that. Even the woman that I just recently met, I thank God for her. Every experience is a blessing. Everything. Like, that's why I say there's no bad. I'm not just saying it because it's cute. I've experienced it. Not being able to walk, work correctly, I couldn't even date. I couldn't go out. The first time going out was July of 2025, this year. My first time going out of 2025. But during that downtime, when I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit down, the growth that I had, the evolution, the ascension, you can't tell me that there's not beauty in every situation. You can't tell me. You can tell someone else. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me going through a karmic relationship and seeing, listen, what man means for evil, God meant for good. The evil that was prepared for me, that I sideswiped, God sideswiped for me and turned that into a blessing. You can't tell me that there's not beauty in every situation. You can't tell me that. The level of joy and peace that I'm experiencing now is because the level of hardships and challenges and trauma that I faced. And I know you can say that exact same thing. We're meant to say that exact same thing. Evil is real. There's some people, listen, as you ascend, as your vibration ascends, there's some people that don't want to see you even breathing. Like, hate you, not because of you, because of the spirit in you. That's why I say, as you go through this awakening, you're going to have to move differently, guys. You're going to have to move differently. Where you go, how you go there. Date different. Everything's going to be different. Guys, you know, I said before, The Matrix is a documentary. When Neo awakened to who he truly was, all the Agent Smiths were coming at him. Why? Because once Neo realizes the Neo in him, how many people is going to bless? He's a threat. You're a threat. You're a threat. I'm talking to the Neo in you. You're a threat. Of course, their lower vibrations, the evil in them the Agent Smiths in them are gonna try to come at you. You're a threat. Listen, this won't make sense if you're not spiritually aligned with what I'm talking about. This won't make sense. But to the others, this makes perfect sense. You're a threat. The co-workers, your family, friends, family. Like, you're a threat. They know it. That's why the things that you're doing, they don't support. Come on, let's keep it real. Where are you getting your biggest support from? Come on, man. This is Ascension and Growth 101. I promise you this. If they can't benefit in any way, shape, or form, or listen, when you're in the middle of that growth stage, they're not going to say nothing until you pop off. Then they're like, oh, I always knew. You're a threat and they know it. They're not going to support you. Again, this is spiritual. As you elevate, as you vibrate to a higher level, everything's going to change, guys, and allow it. And at the time, it's jarring. It's heartbreaking. When you're like, you? When you start realizing it, but after that impact, you don't take it personal when you realize that it's spiritual. It has nothing to do with you. It's spiritual. That's why you spiritually have to move like the Secret Service. It's spiritual. And as you're vibrating and wanting not just more as far as a goal or a dream, making more money, which is all beautiful things, make as much money as possible. We need people of character that have resources so they can help others learn how to fish as well. But that's not going to make you happy. It's your purpose. It's your calling. And as you go down that beautiful rabbit hole of finding out the Neo in you, there's going to be so many Agent Smiths that are going to try to distract you and take you away from that path. They're going to try to take you out. Some people call them narcissists, narcissistic traits. It's spiritual. It's spiritual. It's the low vibration spirits in them. Some people have nothing but evil in them. Have nothing but evil in them, but want to be connected to you because of who they see in you. Sometimes these people see who you are before you see who you are. Again, this is not for everyone. But for the people that this is for, this resonates. The betrayals, the manipulation, all of that. Once you see it in 3D, you can't unsee it and you move differently. You can smell it out. You're like, okay, I see what you're doing. Boom, move. Sometimes silence is the best thing you can ever say. Remove your presence. Remove your energy. Don't react. These people that are demonically possessed, they call them narcissists, BPD. All they want is your reaction. They want to move you energetically. Don't entertain it. You are the energy source. You are the energy source. Your high vibration, that's like throwing stones at this incredible illuminating energy. They want they want your energy. They want a bit of your energy. Every time you react, you give them some of your energy. So many times they're connected to you, and I've had this so many times. Someone connected to me and secretly despising me. and they secretly don't even like you, right? But the more they're connected to you, the more energetically powerful they feel. And the moment you disconnect from them, that energetic just that energetic frequency that they thought was them tumbles down. And they realize it was you all along. But they can do the same thing that you're doing. A lot of times the work that you're doing, the energy that you share with others, if they're not doing that same work, it may get to their head and they start thinking that it's them. I am doing this. And the moment you disconnect, slowly, their energetic frequency goes back to what it always was. And they realize it was you this entire time. It was you. But it's not just you. They could do that exact same work too. They just, for whatever reason, no judgment, no condemnation, they just refuse to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, as you start going down this beautiful rabbit hole of self-discovery, you're only going to want to connect with people that are connecting with themselves. You're only going to want to connect with people who are literally doing the work. You can talk about the work. You can know the books, know the people, know the names, Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor. You can have all the sayings, know all of it, but if you're not living it, what's the point? But you're different. You're living it in real time, guys, and I applaud you. Connect with others that are connecting with themselves. I see you guys, okay? That is the only way to do this beautiful video game of life. It doesn't matter what they say, their fruit. By their fruits, you will know who they are, okay? So be discerning. Be discerning. You have this beautiful baby. You have this gift. Protect your baby. Protect your energy. Be discerning. Connect with those that are connecting with themselves. And you guys could grow and ascend together. It's a beautiful thing. As I always say, as you elevate, you won't have to find your tribe. Your tribe will find you. And I'm a part of your tribe, guys. So I see you. I believe in you guys. Set your schedule this week. When are you going to do the inner and the outer work? Set it and hit it like the quality of your life depends on it. Because ladies and gentlemen, it does. Motivation Mondays.